of all, our draft plans are complete, so we would hope to have this going up for bid soon, but we have a couple permit items that are getting followed up on. One of them is, it was required to do a hydraulic analysis of the floodplain due to a minor amount of fill we're putting in the trail. And so we've been working with Bar Engineering to do, it was more efficient for them to do that hydraulic analysis because they already have it all set up for the levee project. I'll go through quick and just kind of point out the proposed route just to make sure this is what everyone had in mind. We'll start here on the state trail, the trail, come up the east side of the creek on the levee. I think that's been the case all along. And then at about Grove Street, we'll start coming down off the levee and then connect with the Creekside Park trails. And at one time we had a little trail connection going, widening the sidewalk on the east side here. Because of the other work that's going to be done over there, we dropped that piece off of the project. So the trail will continue under the Highway 43 bridge, and do like a switchback to get up on top of the bridge. Follow the existing sidewalk down to the south, get back on the levee for a short distance, and start to come down off the levee into the park here on Winona Street, which is where there's a small parking lot added here, and there will be bike parking and some signage, things like that. So, do you have any questions about the route itself?
And that was originally planned to go all the way along the levee behind there, all the way to the mill. The reason it couldn't go to the mill is because
you're right, it was originally planned to go all the way along the levee. Well, the very original plan was to keep it on the levee and it would just curve right out to Winona Street here. And then I think it was found that the city did not own all of that levee. And there were some issues with that. So we then talked with the owner of the mill to bring it behind the mill and out to Winona Street. We did start that preliminary work and some permitting. There were several reasons. We were kind of stuck between a cultural resources report had stated that there couldn't be more than 6 inches of excavation because of potential of artifacts and things like that, which could be argued that there's a lot of loose soil there that's kind of sediment filled in from the floods. So I would say we could go several feet to be completely safe, but I'm not the cultural resources expert that wrote the report. So if we would have excavated more than 6 inches, which we would have needed to do because it's not perfectly flat land, we would have had to do some grading. We would have had to get into another level of cultural resources monitoring and reporting, which we could have went down that road, but that wasn't the only thing. Then we were, on the other end, limited on the amount of fill we could put in for the floodplain and the hydraulic capacity of the creek. So we had those two issues. There was difficulty coming off the levee on the creek side, which there was kind of a request to get off the levee sooner than later because there's a house right there and it was real close to the house and kind of at the level of the windows. And then in addition, we would have needed an easement document from the owner of the mill who was willing to do that. The combination of all those factors, we were directed by city staff to talk to the DNR and see if there was another option. And when we talked to the DNR, they were okay with it stopping short of the mill because Winona Street is such low traffic levels that if somebody wanted to walk to Magleson Bluff or walk to the mill or down Winona Street, they certainly could do that. And the DNR was okay with it, so that's why I changed that. That's it on the route. Basically, I mentioned we're waiting on that final permitting, and that's through the Corps of Engineers. They have, I guess in the beginning, didn't really tell us we'd have to do these things, and it's coming up now that it's actually in writing that they wanted us to do the hydraulic analysis. And the second thing is a seepage and stability analysis, which is similar to some of the work they're doing for the levee. I think I'm gonna call the Corps and just double check on some of this, Art Kalmus had talked to the Corps of Engineers and reported that this is what we need to do, but in my opinion, if we're not excavating into the levee and everything we're doing is fill, I don't see the huge necessity of a stability analysis, but I think we have to do what the Corps asks. So that's kind of what's holding us up a little bit on this. Once we get that solved with the Corps of Engineers, we're ready to bid this out, we're ready to go. So, if there's anything to speed that along, I guess both Bar Engineering and AET are doing their best to help us do this extra analysis. It really is out of the scope for Yagi Colby and Bar Engineering. So it may get to the point where we, each have a couple $1,000s extra into this. I don't know how the council feels about that. If you want us to bring that in writing, and if you consider looking at that extra fee. And we can talk about that at a later time. At this point, we're just doing it because we need to move this ahead. We know we want the trail built, so we're kind of taking that risk. We don't want to put it on a delay. So hopefully within a month we'll get those approvals and do it.
You had mentioned there's going to be some signage. What kind of signage, or what are you planning on putting?
The 2 signs that are going to label the Rush Creek Trail and give more information about other destinations within the city, those signs are actually being administered through the chamber. Terry Benson has received some funding and is working on those 2 signs. So we've been coordinating with her to put a sign on each end, a sign at the Horseshoe Park, we're calling it, and a sign down by the River Trail. Signage along the trail will be difficult because, once again, we're on the levee. So we're going to rely on those 2 end signs to really give the description and the arrows and the information that we're needing.
What we need with that creek sign?
We can have one there. That's not in the levee, so we can put one there.
I would think that creek sign would be the most logical place. That was the original thought anyway, was to try to use Creekside Park as the parking lot area there to relieve the pressure downtown.
Right, and I can
For
talk.
state trail use.
I can talk with Terry a little bit more to see exactly what's on her signs, and possibly she could get a 3rd one. Otherwise, we can certainly put it in our contract. But if we want the signs to match, it may be a case where she could order that 3rd one, submit that invoice to the city, and then you can submit it to the DNR for reimbursement under the grant program. So it wouldn't be actually in the construction contract, but it would be still in the grant program.
Are those the kiosks kind of a sign?
I'm not sure.
So council have any design issues or questions before we get this thing planned and sent out to bid? We changed the trail alignment through the park. Originally planned to go straight through the park, and we moved it on top of the levee, came down, so we wouldn't disturb the horseshoe pits and the little picnic area that's there right now. We have to move a fence that's down there right now and get it in the right spot. And plant some trees down in that area for, kind of shield that off.